When something is supposedly innate and natural to you, you do it automatically. So if men were natural protectors and providers, it is something that we would see them do within the community, within the world, not something that they simply do for that which they possess. Furthermore, how can you be a natural protector but the biggest threat and predator in this world? Ask a man what he needs to protect you from, and he's going to say other men. Because when we look at these natural protectors, most of the domestic violence, rape, molestation, shootings, killings, raping of nature's resources, dominating other people and countries, most of the violence is done by these natural protectors.
Okay.
I hate
so, are men of today men of today, not you, not your circle, are men of today in general natural providers and protectors? Because you guys all say y'all not protectors.
Let Hoop and Quentin go first this time. So we
go ahead, Quentin. What do you think?
I think yes, because when, like I said, if I hear or generally when men see women in distress, the natural, they go run, go help the woman. Not what Anton says. I can talk myself out of, hey, this nigga's bigger than me. I might want to hold up, but naturally, I want to help.
Well,
all right, Quentin, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I got to roll because honestly, if we're talking about America, I think that the majority of men, no matter for whatever reason, whatever race they are, whatever color, most of them are feminine. They are not natural protectors by nature. They're soft. They're pussy, and that's in my opinion. I feel like naturally I don't like to see human suffering, but it drives me nuts that I see so many dudes nowadays just allow BS to happen. They don't even help their own brothers. Like they sit around and blame other people. I absolutely think that the majority of I feel like an outcast wanting to be protective over things that matter. But I do think that the majority of men in America are soft and they're not natural protectors at all.
Let me ask you a question. Did you not let a man kiss you on the back of your neck?
I did not let a man kiss me on the back of my neck.
Okay, you didn't let him. Did a man kiss you on the back of your neck and you didn't do anything about it?
Oh yeah.
I was in a professional setting, and there's no reason.
Don't let him do it. Who? I got you.
Can't see. Here's the thing.
Wait, how is a bar a professional setting?
He was trying.
You know why? Because here's what.
No,
hold on, Quint. Hold on,
because we're gonna get to the bottom of this. If Logic can call me out and say that I was saying that hoes were super duper dope, we gonna bring everybody to the fucking front of the congregation.
In my opinion,
wait. You talk about how.
Let me answer your question.
Yeah, with y'all right now.
It took masculinity for me not to beat that dude's ass.
Oh no.
Dude, part of masculinity is being in control of your own monster.
That's true.
Do you realize that I could have absolutely annihilated that dude? I could have annihilated that man, and I could with my bare hands. It took everything in me and my maturity not to beat that
you against your will, and you said my masculinity is telling me that I'm not gonna stand up for myself, right?
No, that wasn't my train of thought. My train of thought was I could have been either I beat his ass, I'll be in the back of a cop car, and I have a case on.
No. Let's get this straight. So you don't feel comfortable dealing with a motherfucker that kiss you on the back of your neck, but you do feel comfortable running up on a motherfucker, dog walking a chick down the street, right?
And what I just said, his
natural. Hold on.
The first thing he thought was to beat his ass.
Where's Quentin, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I can't stand around and watch a chick get her face smashed into the sidewalk. That dude just came up and did what he did. And I almost hit him. It was my knee-jerk reaction. But I held myself. And like one thing that I really like that Jordan Peterson says is like, you should be a monster and then you should learn how to control it. And I'm a fan of that. And here's the thing. The reason why I feel that most men in this country are weak and soft is because they don't think for themselves. Anton, there's not one thing that you could say that if I don't want to roll with it, I won't. End of story. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's masculine. That's thinking for yourself and being an individual.
So
I think a
masculinity
lot of
has
men
nothing to do
nowadays
with
will
you.
just go, oh, he's cooler than me or whatever, so I'm going to go with whatever he says. Nah,
So
you will never
masculinity
catch me
has
rolling
nothing to
with the
do with
crowd. You will never catch me following the leader. I will
that. Has
always
nothing
set
to
the
do with
tone.
it. The question is men being natural providers and protectors, right?
Exactly.
Your
And that's
natural instinct is to do A, B, and C. Your natural instinct.
my natural instinct is to
Was to hit
protect.
him. His natural instinct was to hit him, and he talked himself out of it because he didn't want to go to jail. But naturally, the first thing he thought was to beat his ass.
This is
Dude,
why
I wanted to, at
go
first,
first.
I wanted to wring his
I'm
neck.
not going to let you do it.
Y'all fell right into my hands.
You're not, but like, you're not making any point.
This is so beautiful. Y'all did you and your partner have fell right into my hands, right?
Not your
Because
partner.
Your natural reaction is to be emotional, which is a woman. So what about that?
now we
Anton,
throwing
you
shame,
wouldn't have hit that
insults,
dude.
and guilt. Now we throwing shame. So okay, so we got
Oh,
one guy.
Anton, you
that's
wouldn't
getting-
have hit that dude. I
got
guarantee you
one
wouldn't
guy
have hit
that's
that
getting
dude.
kissed on the back of his neck. Another guy that like to record other guys.
That's a
fucking
weak
on-
argument, though, bro. That's a weak argument.
Quentin is like this in the closet while motherfucker is fucking his chick. M. Hoop is over there getting finessed and getting his neck licked on.
That's
And
a
you
weak. That's a
motherfuckers
weak
sit here and
argument, my
talk to
boy.
me?
That's so weak, bro. That's so
How is it
weak.
weak? You shared the story.
That's weak. Yeah, I did in
So what part of the
confidence. Yeah,
story did I get wrong? What part of the story I get wrong?
you're not even making a point. You
I
just
am making
keep
a
saying
point.
the same.
We
You just
talking
keep
about
saying the
being
same thing.
natural. We
Okay,
talking
so
about
what's
being
your
natural
point?
providers and protectors. Your instinct. You guys are selling me about your instinct being so masculine. Quentin is like, oh, I'm running over and beating ass. You saying, oh yeah, I'm kicking ass. I'm dog walking, stopping the dog walk. I don't believe you niggas. I don't believe either one of y'all.
That's
Either
cool.
one
I
of
could
y'all
care less.
At all. I think that y'all gonna do the same thing that most other guys do. You just proved it, M. Hoop. You controlled yourself from fighting the guy that was licking up on your
Correct.
ear, right? And you did the thing that was most reasonable in society. You didn't let anything with regard to being a man or manly instinct that you describing as being ashamed of being and all of that. And you let your logic kick in, which was
two things.
You
It's
said I'm
called intelligence. You got to assess the situation. It's called situational
drink
awareness.
my drink, and I'm gonna keep it moving. And you didn't leave the bar after he kissed you either.
Sure did.
How long?
Did. What do you?
How long after he kissed you did you leave the bar?
We finished our drinks and bounced because I was like,
You
I'm not
drank
dealing
your
with this no more.
motherfucking drink, like I said.
Wait,
drank your drink, right?
What part of nitpicking are you really getting at? Like, what are you
I'm
really
just
getting
saying-
at here? I'm really curious.
I
What are you
wanna let
really
everybody
getting
else.
at?
I want to let everybody else answer before I'm a really.
Hey,
I love that because
hey,
you didn't even make no point.
Can you play the video again? I forgot what the damn lady said.
That's what I'm doing.
Y'all forgot.
When something is supposedly innate and natural to you, you do it automatically. So if men were natural protectors and providers, it is something that we would see them do within the community, within the world, not something that they simply do for that which they possess. Furthermore, how can you be a natural protector, but the biggest threat and predator in this world? Ask a man what he needs to protect you from, and he's going to say other men. Because when we look at these natural protectors, most of the domestic violence, rape, molestation, shootings, killings, raping of nature's resources, dominating other people and countries, most of the violence is done by these natural protectors.
I got look. I want to ask the lady something, right? I'm really nice though, so I was just being a little butthole earlier. I'm really sweet, but I got a question for y'all. Do you think a woman in Ukraine would say this right here?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why not?
Women.
Because they're experiencing it, right? See, if China was marching on U.S. soil right now, you think this woman would be saying the same thing? The reason they say these points is because government protect them. I would tell this black woman right here, take your ass to Congo and you'll see how much you need a protector. Because you take your ass to Congo, You can't go party with your girl at 2 o'clock in the morning without getting snatched up. See, when they make these weird points and they don't realize they're insulting it's men that protect you. I wonder how safe you'll feel if it was a police force full of women. How safe would you feel if the firefighter was a woman and she overweight? A woman firefighter can't pick her big ass up and carry her down on ladder. Protection is involved in our system in the United States. That's something that we have that people take advantage of, especially Western women. They don't understand these concepts.
You mean take for granted?
Yeah, they take for granted. And this is the problem when I hear somebody like this. See me, I've been to war 7 times. I done did some crazy shit. But guess what? I know what it is to be out there in the grind. When we was out there busting ass, I wasn't no Afghani woman out there. Yeah, you don't protect us. We come out there. Oh, the Taliban over there, Mr. Logic. What is it? I got him. See, American women is so disconnected with reality that everywhere else in the world, they understand what protection is. And they understand that same protection they cannot afford themselves.
Mm.
So I don't like hearing these hoes bitch. She bitching. Take her, put her in Ukraine. I want to see how much she bitch when she in Ukraine. Throw that hoe in Colombia. And I want to see if she have that same mentality. Did somebody just go to Dubai with that same mentality? That bitch is locked up, won't let her out.
She's actually not in jail, but okay.
But Logic, if the police force was all according to Anton's logic, then they'd all be on their own.
Say what now? Say that again.
So like if the police force was a bunch of Antons, they'd be all on their own because he ain't going to protect nobody. And that's the point I'm trying to make.
They have guns though.
I got you, my boy.
Is a job. So you telling me Anton won't protect?
I'll be with you, bro. Don't do that.
No. I was making a joke, but like he keeps claiming that he's not gonna like help nobody. That's a protector kind of thing. And so I was just joking that if it was a bunch of Antons, that nothing's gonna get protected.
But what's the difference between Anton getting out there, risking his life to protect somebody versus a police officer? What's the difference?
No, what I said was if the whole police force had Anton's like view on things.
Okay, but I'm asking you a question now. What's the difference between a regular citizen out there risking their lives to protect somebody or a police officer?
Well, obviously, I don't like that's a complex kind of question.
How is that complex? That's simple.
It's simple
because police officers had killed people and then they'll be on trial for murder.
Bro,
they got a badge.
I don't know why you so look.
They
you need to get somebody to kiss your neck.
Protect.
The simple answer is that's their job.
Y'all are
that's
goofy.
Their job, brother. Why you just can't understand?
You go learn the hard way, Hope. You can't say everything that you want to say.
Nah, because here's the thing: is like I will say whatever I want because that's what I'll do. Period. Like
you, Hope.
I will. Like that's what it is. I was making a joke out of it.
Logic. I like you.
I was more making a joke, Logic. It was like a joke. It kind of went over your head, bro.
Okay,
no, I agree with what you're saying. I agree with everything you're saying. I was just making a joke. I do agree, but I do think that the majority of American dudes are just soft. They're soft. They let all this shit happen.
Quentin
They
kissed
shouldn't.
your neck right now, would you beat him up?
What happened?
If Quentin kissed your neck, would you beat him up?
That wouldn't happen.
Oh, don't get tough now after it already happened.
No, it wouldn't happen. It's a bad example because I've been on a panel. He wouldn't do it. It's a bad example. Like it happened. The truth is, it happened so quick that I had to keep myself in check, and then I'm glad I did, so I didn't end up in the back of a squad car.
Mm-hmm. You finished that drink.
I want to ask Anton a question. Can I hop in?
I finished the drink because I made my point across, and then I bounced. Period.
Right,
before something else happened, then I get in trouble.
I want to ask Anton a question. Anton said that y'all needed to discipline us to help us to get back in order, right? Pretty much, right? So, to me, in my opinion, I'm a happily married woman. I disagree with what she's saying. However, in my marriage, I've had to learn to trust my husband to be a provider, protector, whatever this lady is saying, right? It is something that I agree. Our culture has trained us to be these strong, amazing women, and we become out of order. Being protected and taken care of is a safe place, but it has to be taught. So my question to you, Anton, how you were saying, y'all got to put us back in check. Okay, nobody's gonna hit me. That's a problem. However, how would you discipline women to now become vulnerable enough to be nurtured? Because there's so many dudes of all nationalities who have not shown up to be who that woman is saying. That's why she's saying that. Is because she hasn't experienced that herself. So how do you then retrain and rewire? How would you rewire a woman to say, okay, I treat my husband, I call him king. He's the king. I honor him. I respect him, right? How do you retrain a woman into that space when her whole life she's seen the opposite?
I think that guys shouldn't deal with him in the first place. What? I think that guys need to start divesting themselves instead of subjecting themselves to the things that they don't want in the first place. I shouldn't have to retrain you from being a hoe. Not you. I'm saying in general. I shouldn't have to retrain you from being masculine. I think that that's why you vet. That's why you start networking, so you can see how people operate in a natural environment instead of what it is that they selling you on a fucking date, right? And so I think that guys need to remove themselves from dealing with those type of women in the first place. I don't think that they should be retraining them. That's their father job. That's their mother job.
I agree.
That's a problem. The fact that they even coming into the pool with trauma and then looking for another dude to fix them. I shouldn't have to retrain you. You need to be coming to the front of the congregation already fixed instead of trying to trauma bond.
But then what happens when they perpetuate this with their kids? So then we have the next generation, which is our kids.
No, they should not be getting pregnant. No one should be sticking the raw dick in them. No one.
But they do, because men will F
That's
anything.
the problem. That's why it's our fault. That's why I keep saying it's our fault.
It's not our fault,
nigga. Fuck that. Talk to yourself, nigga. I like this shit. I like that raw pussy. Nigga, hey, no, wait. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna say this. God didn't bring us on no earth with no goddamn condoms. God told me, therefore, go out and be fruitful and hit raw pussy. So I don't care what you niggas say. Nigga,
what Bible is that in?
What chapter?
I got you.
That was in Galatians.
There was no condoms.
We should hit raw pussy of healthy women that are willing to follow our lead and trust us. That's the only pussy that should be hit, bro. The rest of them, y'all could go to the barren wastelands of the diva, super six-figure bad bitch land. Handle yourselves. But the women who are willing to follow a man, those are the only women that need to be getting pregnant. And the problem is, too many of us men we make terrible decisions with our dicks, bro. Terrible fucking.
But this is my point I'm saying to you, right? Look,
hold on, Logic.
Wait, I got a quick point, Anton. I just want to make this point. I read Genesis a million times, and then Noah took everything on the ark, and it wasn't no magnums. So you niggas, I'm hitting raw, nigga. I want to get closer to God. I don't give a fuck what you niggas say.
Shannon can't handle it.
The stats would say that Miles is wrong. He's wrong. When you solve for a problem, you solve for what the majority is doing, not the minority. And the fact of the matter is, most guys are not having children out of wedlock. Most guys are not even having sex. Most men have a level of dick discipline, especially black men. Most black men take care of their children. The problem is that you got 20% of the population is impregnating 80% of the women. So if you're solving for a problem, you want to solve for the thing that women are choosing to be with. If all of the women is choosing to be with the same men that's fucking up the community, then that means that you want to solve for the majority, not the minority, because if the majority of black men is taking care of their business, how can you then take accountability for 80% of the women that's coming to the front of the congregation with a child already in tow saying that we want a good man now? That doesn't make sense.
Wait, what?
If 80% of the women is getting impregnated by 20% of the men, do you solve for the women or do you solve for the men?
Nope. I don't believe that one bit.
I don't care if you believe it. You can go and look it up.
It's real life.
Nah, that's not even. That's not even.
That's a statistic.
Real.
It is a truth. It is not my truth. It ain't your truth. It's the truth.
How many people on this panel have children?
The majority of women are getting pregnant by a small minority of the men. That is a fact.